tuli mu parliament olutalo lwakoledde edda anti Joel Ssenyonyi bamubulamu tebannamutegeera bulungi abatadde kaliriro abatadde ku bunkenke bonna bagigumira bakankana ebigambo bibabuze ebyokwogera Speaker atandise kwogera ludicha anti ensonga eriwo ya kisaawe ky'e Namboole mwalabye omukulu Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba ne Speaker Anita Amongi bagenze okulambula emirimu egikolebwa e Namboole naye ku nsonga ezaasangiddwa e Namboole awo bbaasi za Pioneer ezawamba parking y'ekisaawe ky'e Namboole kati nawo Joel Ssenyonyi wasimbudde eggaali n'agamba Pioneers ne zitava Namboole zaani omulimu omunene gwagaziyiza abasajja n'abakuba penalty kaso tulabi ebigambo by'omukulu
before your boss.
Right, Honorable Speaker, this question of the buses has become quixotic. Maybe the minister needs to guide us. It appears to me they are struggling with evicting the buses because of who the potential owner is. Maybe they need to let us know who is the owner of these buses so that we can prevail upon whoever this person is. Because what's so hard about getting them out of that place? Because one of the reasons, as we learned, CAF was saying, people don't have parking space for spectators. The parking space is being occupied by these buses, which, as you told us, right, Honorable Speaker, are scrap. So they're not of any use. Minister, what is so hard? What are you struggling with? Help us to help you so that we get to know who is the owner. Maybe we can prevail over whoever this is if you are struggling with prevailing over who the owner of these buses are.
Well, first of all, Madam Speaker, thank you so much. And I would like to thank my brother, the leader of opposition. On the issue of Pioneer buses, I want to thank the former leader of opposition, who is now a parliamentary commissioner, for the report. Madam Speaker, I welcome his report in good faith as government and as a minister responsible for sports. Now, on Namboole, on buses. First, as of now, I do not have any undertaking with the Pioneer Bus Company as a ministry and as a client of as the owner of the facility. Actually, even me, I owe that company money according to the available information I was given by the management of Namboole. No, me, I demand him, let me use that money. Okay, they owe me money. Me, because, but the board in its wisdom reached a point and said, for all intent and purpose, please get out your what? Your buses. Unfortunately, I would wish to request this August House to help me, to help the country. Have you, the Minister of Lands, are you get the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, like the former leader of opposition is here. Sort out the issues they have with Pioneer is bus. For me, even now, I have asked the management of Namboole to go and secure a court order to have these buses leave my premises for purposes of me, for purpose of me addressing the challenge which CAF has raised to me.
That's what I want to help the minister. Madam Speaker, you said that the Minister of Education was complaining that was not consulted when the lease was being given. I am wondering,
the management of Namboole together with the minister.
Yes, they are not consulted. That is okay. I am wondering what steps, ever since they saw those buses there, did they take to evict them? Because if you are not consulted, it simply means they were encroachers according to you. What did you do until now when this matter has come to this parliament to be debated? What did you do?
And Madam Speaker,
I am ready to bring I went to court and I'm ready to lay before this August House documents of us Namboole going to court requesting for a court order to evict those buses. I went to court.
Honorable members, I want to guide it this way. Honorable members, I want to guide the House this way. The consultant. Whom did you say is a consultant of your project?
A consultant is the Minister of Works, Transport, and Minister of Works and Transport.
What is the role of the Federation?
Madam Speaker, the Federation is the one which is charged with the responsibility of managing football across Uganda. That's their role.
In this case, or in Namboole?
In Namboole,
Yes.
they are advisory. That's it,
Yes.
and we have been working with them in terms of advisory. That's their role. Because it's a government project, we work with them in terms of advisory.
Honorable member, honorable minister, much as their role is advisory, they are responsible for football in the country. Maybe if you had involved them, you would have not got all this, because what you have found out not to be there is there, but it has not been fixed. Maybe because you did not consult. So what you needed to do, as the report, as the commissioner has said, that you need to make use of these people to advise you.
Madam Speaker, with your permission, colleagues. Madam Speaker, I have not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times involved the Federation on as far as the renovation of that stadium is concerned. And the good thing, Madam Speaker, I have evidence. It might not be Engineer Moses Magogo, but I have correspondent. He's the president. I have correspondent to that effect. For him, he's big like I do. But I have that evidence.
It's not big.
No, he's a federation president.
No, you're a minister. You're a minister. The problem, Honorable Ogwang, the way you want to deal with the FUFA president, you want to deal in that relationship of in-laws, which do not work.
I confirm he's my in-law, Madam Speaker. That one I confirm for the record. That's true.
Now, can you now go official? Can you go official for the good of this country?
Madam Speaker, most obliged. If you want me to go official, I thought I can still confirm.
There's a motion.
I have been communicating with him.
There's a motion. There's a motion.
Before the motion.
Yes, information.
Right, Honorable Speaker and colleagues, to undertake these very serious projects like the civil engineering projects, advisory is optional. These are technical issues. A supervisor is appointed, and it is indeed true we have been called into meetings and we have advised. But advice is optionally taken or not taken. I think the most important point here that we are going into a phase of sports facility construction. It would only be important for this August House to guide going forward that let it be a mandatory requirement that when these projects are undertaken, it is not an option, but a requirement that that the Federation technically provides this information as required.
Motion. Motion. There's a motion.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Ssenyonyi was alluding to, actually it was you, who was talking about the ugly situation. Ugly situation. Arising out of the situation that occurred in the presentation of the former president and the minister. Right, Honorable Speaker, it's very apparent that there is a fundamental problem between the ministry and federations. As we speak now, we are talking about FUFA, but this goes beyond FUFA. Right, Honorable Speaker, I will inform you, as we shall indicate later on, I and Honorable Andrew, that Mandela National Stadium is also going to host the Rugby Africa World Cup. So it goes beyond that. I'm laying a background, a problem with my young brother. I therefore, Right Honourable Speaker, want to move a motion that this august House enjoins the Ministry of Education to ensure that in construction of sports facilities, sports federations become supervisors and consultants going forward. I beg to move.
Is that seconded?
Can I seek guidance from Attorney General as far as that move is concerned? The reason why I'm bringing this, colleagues, first for the record, honorable colleagues, my ministry works in constant touch with all federations through the National Council of Sports. Number two, on as far as the renovation of Namboole and other sports facilities are concerned, and I'm ready again to challenge my brother engineer here. The good thing, I speak because I have facts. His office did facilitate a meeting between the Minister of Education and the Federation of Uganda Football Association. When as far as AFCON is concerned, we came up with a document, which document defines the roles of each party in as far as AFCON is concerned. So when we come here and we say we are not working together, I get beaten up. Number two, matters of construction are matters of advice from Attorney General, the role of a supervisor, a role of a consultant, the role of a client. I want to request Parliament, allow government to run its duty. We will continue to work with these federations as it has been the case. I thank you.
Honorable members, we have a law that we've just passed. Unfortunately, the minister has not brought the regulations. But secondly, in the law that we have, the federations through National Council of Sports, with the National Council of Sports and Ministry of Works are advisors to the projects that concern sports. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. You're not doing them a favor. They're actually doing you a favor and working for these Ugandans. Let them be the advisors of what should be done. Is it a cost? Does it have a financial implication? It doesn't. So we should make sure that the federations advise on what should be done. Yes.
Madam Speaker, as a way of procedure, I want to advise, if you can allow the Honorable Ogwang.
Madam Speaker, I want to confirm. They do advise. That's true. We work with them.
I am on the floor. Madam Speaker.
Bring me a letter which you have written to them and ask them that I want you to be the advisors of the project that is ongoing. Please lay the letter tomorrow.
Speaker, let me
Madam
first say.
Speaker, you had given me the floor. The Minister of Sports is grabbing it. As a way of procedure, Madam Speaker, there is the legal and administrative issue of handling this matter. I want to request you, Madam Speaker, to ask the Honorable Peter Ogwang, the FUFA president, will take advantage of his presence here. Maybe with the help of the government whip, to go and sort out this matter and come cleaner like they are looking now. They can go and sit and see what role can FUFA play. And then they return and tell Parliament that we have agreed as follows. Otherwise, they're bogging down work of Parliament, discussing details that are never discussed in Parliament, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, there is nothing private here. You pass the law in this house, and whatever is in the law must be implemented. That is one. Two, the advisors are advisors. I want evidence to that effect that you appointed, whom you appointed as advisor, a consultant, and so on. Two, I want you to have the scrap that is at Namboole out of Namboole using the legal mechanism? Can we have that scrap out of that place? 3, COSASE should thoroughly investigate UNC on how they got that sublease, how much money they got, where they declared it from. Okay? I'm talking to the Vice Chair of COSASE.
Most obliged, Madam Speaker.
And we need to know how much money has been collected. And even now, when the lease has expired, how much money Mandela National Stadium is demanding from Pioneer buses. Yes.
Madam Speaker, first of all, I want to thank you for the guidance you've given. I want to begin from the latter. The lease expired. The 5 years, which
I have already made a ruling.
Number 2, Madam Speaker, I am going to lay on this table.
You come back and lay tomorrow.
Madam Speaker, I want to say this because the documents I'm going to lay on table should be on record. Number 1, I have a documents which I'm going to lay on table. My communication with the Federation. Number 2.
Appointing them?
Not appointing them.
Okay.
Because I don't have powers to appoint them to be the official what? The official supervisors of the works in Namboole. But I have a document which we sat in a meeting, in a retreat, which we agreed on the roles and responsibilities of each party, which we are working towards achieving it. I am going to bring it and lay on table. I thank you.
Yes, Laura.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wanted to find out from the Honorable Mpuga in his work as he was looking at the stadium, whether he took into consideration the fact that the stadium has been built to international standards in regards to accessibility for both spectators and users of the stadium, and the parking that you talked about. Did you take notice of those things? Because I'm sure that you know that we have an international and national obligation to make sure that the stadium is fully accessible to people who are like me. Thank you.
Laura, maybe just before Honorable Mpuga comes in, we raised an issue of a ramp.
Madam Speaker, it's not just about a ramp.
Listen,
accessibility has standards.
Listen, we raised an issue of a ramp, and the engineer said it was beyond a ramp, and they were working on it.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Member is right in asking that question. One of the statements I make in my brief statement is the fact that they have installed smart stadium facilities, meaning that the stadium can be accessed without hassle because they have installed access points from all areas. In one of the challenge areas, CAF was asking for a lift in particular spaces, and the contractor and the supervisor showed us a space where they're going to put a lift where need be. And it's one of the things they must comply with. The beauty is that the lift at that kind of stadium is not a comprehensive engineering work. They can put an interim lift for compliance in the interim. So your question is valid. The smart stadium facility is an access tech facility where from where you're seated, you can buy a ticket. When you reach the stadium, you simply swipe, your seat will be indicated, and your gate, and therefore no hassling at entry. It was tested by the Honorable Speaker, and it was proven it works. It's part of the security and ease of access, as well as making it easier for spectators to enjoy the facility. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In the VIP gallery this morning, we have Honorable Mutuluza Peter. You're most welcome. Former Member of Parliament of Maokota, now in Piggy.
Right Honorable Speaker, My question was that CAF regulations 2022 require that the host federation rights to request an inspection of a stadium not less than 75 days from match day. That is in Article 4 of the CAF regulations 2022. Our next schedule of home games are due on the 3rd and 10th of June, less than 40 days. So the question I was asking is for the Honorable Minister to confirm where, in which foreign country shall Uganda host its home games, given that Morocco, that had offered us a free venue, has received objections from one of the teams we are going to play against. The second set of the question was that the minister responsible for sport and I had disagreed on the statements he made when in Lira. And I was asking, seeking your permission, that you grant me permission to bring evidence to this house so that we watch what the minister said. And thereafter, as we have promised, either him or I will have the general agreement that we made on this program. I thank you.
Ambeera abekubiri mu Parliament y'eggwanga Uganda owulidde olutalo lwa Namboole kisaawe nga n'entabo kweva emmotoka za Pioneer Bus tumanya nanyini wazo tumanyi zikola kimu kisaawe wano yazigenda kugenda wa kubanga byafuuka bisikula bakagenda mu bisoka kyatambula tugira mbezi wekyawo n'ekyo Parliament mwita mu mukulu Joel Ssenyonyi etadde enkundi abakazito zino zive mu kisaawe kye Namboole kuba kitadde mu kizo obujja ate nga Pioneer yeetadde basi zaayo ezalina mugaso nagwo eri ggwanga ani nanyini wazo zikola woki era yasasulawo oba tyasasulawo ebotalo muwulidde bulungi tulinde ekyo kyaba kiddako tubategeeza mbagala nnyo mwenna baliko mukama Katonda nsaba bankuumire tujja kukola ate mweyawe.